walk across them, it's good luck to me. That's what I live by. Yeah. But in today's video, man, we're gonna be talking about
and I appreciate the meaning behind why you would do something like that.
A lot of our ancient traditions as Black folks, African mythology, voodoo, all of these things have been turned in a bad light. It's evil, witchcraft, it's demonic, it's this, that. Why is that? We all know why. It's the same reason why in 2026 these people push Black fatigue so much. They want to paint Black people out to be so negative and so barbaric, so bad, so that if something ever goes down and these people want to harm us or attempt to get us up out of here, they have the proof because of Black fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Right, so with a lot of our older traditions in our religion, they put the title of it being demonic or evil, so that it was justifiable to enslave us, to treat us the way they did. Even bring it back up to African mythology. Why is it that these Greek guys, everybody praise them? We know Zeus, we know this, we know that.
Also prevents us from reconnecting with our African roots, because you put up anything African that is decorative in your house, the average Black Christian is going to think that it looks demonic.
Seen in a good light. But then you bring up African mythology and, ooh, it's scary. I ain't touching that. Like, people are fucking brainwashed, dog. It's sad. And once again, I want to show you guys another example because...
if Pixar makes a movie glorifying African spirituality, which I'm sure they have done, or Disney makes a movie, and I'm sure they've done that to some capacity. I suppose we could even say that was done in Black Panther. But, you're going to get some fucking Black Christian YouTuber talking about this is how they're pushing the demonic, satanic agenda on you. It's like, you're such a goof.
These things out, everybody be like, oh, bro, it's not gonna be you reaching, you race bait. Let me show y'all it.
But these things, the more we want is changing, and not just in my power.
Let me show y'all another example, dog. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Schwartz newborn.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, it's kind of cute. She's kind of cute. What is going on with the babies with melanin? Why do they have little scrunches on their faces making them look so angry?
Right, yeah.
Look at this one. Why is it so funny? Think that baby
this one has a nice, this one just got some Botox. This white one has been looks maxing from the looks of it, right? Has a positive cancel tilt. Right, that's some looks maxing terminology that I've heard. I don't know if I used it properly there, but yeah, this is we already know what this is. Yeah.
He looks good. This baby is so cute. That baby over there is...
It be small shit like this. I be telling y'all, man.
When your grandmother calls traditional practices demonic today, just know it's religious colonialism finishing its job. All across Africa, colonial authorities passed witchcraft ordinances, laws that didn't necessarily inflict physical harm, but targeted identity. Herbs to heal the sick, witchcraft. A priest performing a ritual his grandfather taught him, witchcraft.
And I'm gonna pause already too. But what we're seeing in 2026 is a lot of these white folks trying to live off the land, do natural remedies, use herbs. They want to ground, they want to get sunlight. They want to do all these things intuitively Black people were doing, and they called us barbaric or uncivilized for doing.
Islamic cultural influence carries your music, your hair, your food, practices, all reframed as impure.
Once again, a lot of people be like, why do I target Christianity so much? I feel like this about any Abrahamic religion. I use Christianity so much because it is the religion that was imposed on my people.
Right.
And I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, it was in Africa before, my nigga. It was in Ethiopia. Most of us Black Americans are descendants of West Africa.
Yes.
So,
our ancestors, you can almost be certain, had no contact with the concept or ideology of Christianity prior to being enslaved. That is how the grand majority of our ancestors ever were exposed to Christianity. It wasn't like they got exposed to the good version of Christianity at the time, and then here came the European colonizers that were mishandling it. I think that's how a lot of Black Christians like to imagine it went. Kind of like how they see themselves as the good Christians that believe in the real Christianity, and real Jesus. And then the Charlie Kirks and Nick Fuenteses of the world, these are white racists that are perverting the true Christianity and twisting the scriptures to push their racism and their nationalism. But, to confuse the two would be disingenuous, right? They think that's what was going on, I think, right? Oh, yeah, no, good Christianity was spreading throughout Africa as well. No. Okay. Genetically, biologically, the people who received Christianity in Africa, we have almost zero connection to, right? The Egyptian, Ethiopian, the people who were in the Sahara Desert, right? They're the ones who received this Middle Eastern Jewish religion. So, yeah, okay, we continue.
Integration. The goal was never just conversion, it was to make Africans unrecognizable to themselves. And the most effective part was that they didn't have to do it forever. Eventually, Africans started doing it to each other. Your grandmother doesn't need a colonial officer anymore.
Right,
she
yeah.
became the enforcement.
Basically, I can say that my parents didn't enforce any of that bullshit onto us. None of that colonization shit. It's crazy because my mom and dad, they grew up heavily into the church. But they didn't make me or any of my other siblings, go down that same path. Like I said, I'm thankful for that. Because even at an early age, I would just question shit. You know what I'm saying? I would think about Christianity like, if God is like this big, all-knowing, powerful entity, why can't he just make the world peaches and sunshine?
Right, yeah.
Why can't he just kill the devil? You know what I'm saying? Like that was like in the back of my mind. I would ask myself these questions. Better questions like, why would the devil punish me for disobeying his op? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I break it down like that. It's like a lot of shit don't make sense.
Oh, that's how you know it's working.
You get into slavery and you get into the ways these people implemented it onto us, it just makes sense that it's all about control. The slave master wanted his slave to be obedient. He didn't want him to have any type of freedom. He did not want.
I mean, this is also why.
With big art getters. One question that we get a lot is, do you have any color outfits that are going to look great on the guns? We have over 30 colors that we keep in stock, and we have the ability to order more colors if we don't have something right for you. Anything neutral, we always keep in stock. We don't have hot pink or purple, but I'm trying to get it. Thanks for tuning in with me today. Give us a call today for a free estimate.
And this is also why they need you to believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. Modern science has proven that the Earth is billions of years old, right? And that living organisms have lived on this ancient rock for millions and millions of years, right? Humans, there's evidence that humans have been on the Earth for hundreds of thousands of years. And yet, God didn't decide to reveal himself until about 4,000 years ago. 4,000 years ago. That's when he decided he let us just, I don't know, live in complete ignorance for whatever reason. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't even align with the idea that God revealed himself to the first man and woman, Adam and Eve. But that's a big fucking gap, right? Between when science tells us humans first started walking the earth and when God historically revealed himself to his chosen people. Yeah, it just, none of it fucking makes sense, dude. Right? None of it makes sense.
Best friend. So why would he give him something that would free him? Slaves weren't allowed to read, they weren't allowed to write, yet they were given a Bible. And to make it even worse, is like, why would these people want us in their heaven, their paradise, when they barely understand us on earth? Nothing about it ever made sense to me.
You ever stop to think how everything dark is always bad? Dark times, dark magic, dark humor, the dark ages. But then light, that's good, right? That's holy, that's pure. Who decided that? Because that wasn't language, that was conditioning, and it's one of the oldest lies that empire ever told. Before colonization, darkness wasn't evil, it was divine. In African cosmologies, darkness was the beginning. In Kemet,
Right.
ancient Egypt, Kemet literally meant black land, named for the fertile soil that gave life. In the Luba belief, creation began in darkness, where the divine shaped the world from water and clay. In the Dogon tradition, the blackness of the universe wasn't absence, it was potential. Darkness was the womb, the resting place, the sacred unknown. It wasn't something to fear, it was something to honor.
Right.
Again,
But and another thing you got to take into account was that prior to the concept, the construct of race, as invented by white people, prior to that, the idea of being of a lighter complexion, signifying that you are of the noble class, or, from the royal class, that was a thing, though. That was for sure a thing. But it wasn't like what it is today. It wasn't about race. It was just if you were poor, you worked outside under the sun, so you would get darker. If you are of a very pale complexion as an adult, more than likely you're always inside, which means that you are of a higher class and you don't need to work outside. So that component was definitely a thing though, before colonialism.
an enemy, of course. Not just in the battlefield, but in imagination. So they rebranded darkness itself. Christian translators started pairing light with God, with goodness, with salvation, and darkness with sin, evil, and the devil. Artists painted angels in gold and demons in shadows. Writers called the medieval era the Dark Ages, as if nothing of value existed outside of their version of light. It wasn't just about color, it was about control. Because if light meant holy and white meant light, then black and everyone who looked like it could be cast as the opposite.
Yeah.
That's how racism got spiritualized before it was ever. We still say blacklist, black male, dark forces, dark money. And we use light to mean truth, and dark to mean deception.
And I got a theory too, bro. You know what I'm saying? This kind of on my conspiracy shit. Y'all know I'm a conspiracy nut, but I like to have evidence for things, but I still do love the conspiracy.
Sure.
Y'all know how they say,
we're just fucking spitballing here.
when people pass away, they see the light and they go towards the light. I think you don't supposed to go towards that light.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I think you're supposed to run away from the light. It makes sense, okay?
Without realizing
Oh my gosh, man, that's funny.
propaganda.
Why would you go away from the light? You know what I'm saying? Like, take a look at plants, right? Plants have to go to the light to grow, right? If you're lost in darkness and you see a lighthouse, whatever, you're gonna, so I don't know about that one, bro. Yeah, okay.
1800s. That lie got baked into everything: art, religion, politics, game. It's why colonial missionaries could call Africa the dark continent, not because it lacked light, but because they couldn't see its humanity. Words aren't harmless. They build worlds. So when
For
people
sure.
say dark like it's bad,
Life and death, right? Power of the sun.
they're not describing reality. They're revealing what they were taught to fear. Because darkness isn't evil. It's the soil that births light. It's the night that darkness is
It's 2 for $25. Get one full-size appetizer and 2 entrees, like our new bacon cheeseburger wonton tacos appetizer. Seasoned beef, melty cheese, and bacon all wrapped in a wonton shell. Only at Applebee's.
Assisting people of all abilities to live, work, and play in the community. I'm Steve Sprout from Lawrence, Kansas. Born in Columbia, Missouri. My father, I was Scott, and my mom, I think, was Scott. Moved to Oakland, Kansas. From there, moved to
Louisville, Illinois, to Open Park, Kansas, to Deerfield, Missouri, to Memphis, Tennessee, to Olympic Campus, where American High School. Well, this time, AU for a couple years, I joined the Army Reserve high school and went to college and doing the Army paratroopers. And I was like, I'm not
I'm playing the game,
did
Daddy.
that for 4 years, and
I'm playing the game, Daddy.
afterwards I do
You in the way, Pop.
And before I had to get my officer, so I did security. So then I was like, duty stint and went to college.
Are you trying to make me lose? Because I can whoop you.
State with this man's with sexuality. So I was doing that once I went to fly. And I was on the fly, she joined the Air Force. I applied for an Swiss transfer to the Air Force. I was accepted, and after graduating, I left with the Air Force project. Then I flew for about 5 years. I had a total of 14 years of active duty, and I was at the end of my service. I was at the Air Force Reserves, working job as an aviation underwriter for the aviation insurance, which is different.
This is where everything begins. Everything returns.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, not everything that's dark and black in nature is bad or good. Similarly with things that are white, right? Like when a tree first bears a fruit, and the fruit isn't ripe, oftentimes when you cut it open, it's white. And if you eat it, at the very least, it will make you sick. It will taste bitter or sour. And then as the fruit darkens over time, it becomes riper. It now becomes delicious, nutritious, gives you energy and health and vitality. But then allow it to stay on the tree too long, it gets even darker and begins to rot. And now it's no longer red. And so this is really this way in which we have like categorized people by colors. That's really the problem. That's really the issue. Because white people aren't white either, any more than black people are black, right? We're all different shades of brown when you really look at it, you know. And some white people, they extra, they're a little pink, more pink than they are brown, but you know what I'm saying? Right, for the most part, we're all different shades of brown with undertones of red or blue, or yellow. And so that's really a problem. Because, you know, the language, we can find language being used to connect blackness to bad things prior to the concept of race or it being a term used to label African people.
Maybe the question isn't why is dark bad? Maybe it's who benefits when it is. They taught us to fear the dark. And the truth is, we came from it.
You know, yeah. Children are naturally afraid of the dark. I shut off all the fucking lights around you right now. You can't see shit around you. Most of you are going to be afraid. Definitely. Nature taught us to fear the dark. But this concept of associating African people with the color black is what's fucked up. And associating European people with the color white. That's what's fucked up. And so, again, I'm not saying that. Obviously, the connection has been made. And so everything that they're saying is true and correct, right? Like in the modern day, in the present tense. But and that's really what matters, right? For the sake of this conversation. I guess I'm saying all this to say, like, is the solution to this, will the solution to this ever involve us no longer calling ourselves by the label that was ascribed to us by our enslavers, right? If pro-black people like myself and Antonio criticize using the, practicing the religion of the enslavers of our ancestors, why stop there? Should we not also move beyond calling ourselves by the labels that were given to us by our enslavers. This is, I think this is because here's the thing. I don't think we'll ever get to a point where, as people, humans, we do not associate the color black with bad, which is why it was so genius from a racist point of view to make.
Guys, this is singer and songwriter Hannes Hosty, and today I'm going to show you how I got my music on Spotify and as a side mix. I used to think uploading music onto streaming platforms was a huge, complicated process. It's actually a really simple process. DistroKid makes it easy to get your music out on Spotify. All you got to do is go in there, upload your track, add the title, add the release date, and then bam, it gets uploaded, distributed, and that's what I love. It frees me up to focus on the creative side of things, like writing, recording, shooting videos, and rehearsing for my shows. In today's world, the power is in the artist's hands. If you want to be an artist and share your story and your talent with the world, why not? It's easier now than ever with DistroKid.
To make us call ourselves and identify as being the black people, right? Think about it, right? Look at your teeth. If your teeth start turning black, that's bad, right? You wake up tomorrow and the whites of your eyes start to turn black. You're like, this nigga either possessed by a demon, Satan is real, or he's dying. Drink too much alcohol and your liver starts to rot, it turns black. Smoke cigarettes, your lungs turn black. Of course, we know that there are many good things that come from black things as well, dark things as well, berries, dark soil is usually fertile soil, etc., etc. But I don't think we're afraid of the dark, bro. Humans are afraid of the dark. We're never going to get to a place, I don't think, as humans, where we don't associate black, the color black, with evil, right? Stick, decay, death. I don't think that's going to happen. And so maybe what we really should be considering is whether or not we want to continue to call ourselves the black people when a brown-skinned race of people that hail from Africa, an African tribe, an African people. That's something to consider. I'm not bent out of shape about it. Me, I have no problem calling myself black and continuing to do so. You know what I'm saying? Part of me kind of likes being, associated with that edgy shit. You saw that dude in the Odyssey walking around in that fucking black armor? That nigga looked tough as fuck, bro. Yeah. I don't mind that you kind of scared when I'm walking down the street and you see me. I really don't have a problem. To be real with you, it don't bother me. I'll be real with you. I don't mind. Hey, lock your door to see me walking by your car. Don't sweat off my back. Yeah. Think twice before you pick a fight with me. I don't care. Works for me. So, I'm cool with whatever y'all trying to do. These are just thoughts I'm sharing with y'all. But y'all let me know what you think in the comment section down below, man. Thanks for watching. What?
Oh, bring the $1,000 or more as the whole.
Oh, that's it? Wow, I didn't realize I could buy all of these fucking upgrades from God for only $1,000.
You gotta wait, I'm doing something.
Don't miss your moment to release 7 supernatural blessings and provision into your life.
Okay, I wonder how many conservative Christian men have beaten the fuck out of their wives with one of these trinkets they get in the mail where they pay their $1,000 because they want the upgrade.
hoodie with a print and a tag in under 30 seconds. Take a blank, drop your design, and place it exactly where you want. Then add your custom tag. Super underrated step, by the way. Now you can sit back, relax, and wait for your hoodie to arrive. Order now and get 10% off your first order.
My wife was cheating for 2 years. Nobody told me. And I found out why they stayed quiet. It broke me worse than she did. The only thing that put me back together is what my brother flew in from Oslo to show me. So here's what happened. 4th of July, my first 20 people in my backyard. We ran out of ice. I went to the garage to grab another bag. That's when I heard my wife's voice. Behind the garage, talking to Gary, my best friend from college. Father to my son, she was laughing. She said, Andre, have you seen lately in your 60s? I stopped looking at him years ago. Then it got quiet, and I heard them. Stood there holding the bag. I placed 20 feet away. Was my brother for 25 years. She was my wife 20. I didn't shoot on it. Not yet. I carried the ice back to the cooler. Flipped the bird. Hosted my own funeral for 4 more hours. Just a smile the whole time. Really said she moved out straight into a place. That's when I found out. 2 years it had been going on. The whole crew knew. Every cookout, every game night, every man at my table knew. Spread the word. You know what? None of them finally told me, man, we think you knew and just accepted it. Look at yourself, you thought you gave up. That night I stood in the bathroom and looked at myself for the first time in years. I was 47, started drinking, felt after work at 25. Friday beers became Saturday beers. Saturday beers became every game, every cookout, every night. 30 pounds heavier than my wedding day. My chest was covered through every t-shirt. My jawline was gone, my gut hung over my belt. But it's gray on my beard, I didn't put there. They say black don't quit, standing in that mirror. I watched it crack. She said, I'm 60. The man agreed with it. Tried everything for 4 years, gym 3 days a week. Hooping at the wine on Saturdays. Cut 6 different times. 7 times hard. TLT pills off some clinic in Vegas. Nothing moves, I went to my doctor. He looked at me for 2 minutes. Said it's just aging. 47. Lose 10 pounds. Get on TRT. I walked out of his office, sat in my truck for an hour. Same week, called my brother-in-law, my boy since college. Just to the blood, turns out the only real friend I've had. Married a Norwegian girl, 25 years ago, moved to Oxford.
Killed him? For weeks we've been told that nobody on that island saw Nolan get on the boat.
Officer Tatum. Hey, officer. I know you hear me. Oh, I know you hear me. And by the way, we've all noticed. I did peep. You came dressed for what? To go on Nancy Grace. You sure did.
According to what they told me, they all took a lot of tech tests and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lot of tech tests. It's not a traditional lot of tech test.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. I'm sorry, come again.
And it's an equivalent of a lot of tech tests.
The equivalent of a lie detector? The equivalent of a lie detector test? Nancy Grace, you better get it. You better get it.
But it's the same theology.
Hold up.
Theology.
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
For this guy to say that
He said theology. Does he even know what that word means? You're talking about Ben Crump, and you're using words about theology to say that that BS test and a polygraph are the same theology? Nah, man. This dude's a clown. For real.
Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video, and salute to everybody that supported the channel over at thepeoplesgetup.com. Don't forget to send your merch pics to me at admin@reachwaters.com. This is Who Raised Y'all. We highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
Because I've done more for you than your parents, okay? Your parents are good. I'm not going to knock your parents, but I have been better to you than your parents. That I can tell you, and they would agree with me. Wherever they may be, they would agree.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates. Now, it's not every day that we get a villain origin story, but I guess it's not every day we see a Black Mac a meltdown in real time. Now, is it, Officer Tatum?
I see a lot of people that are bewildered by Brandon Tatum, or Officer Tatum, as he is known. But I followed this dude for a long time. Not followed him, but followed him. And I totally get it. A lot of people don't get, like, what's up with this dude? Like, why is he talking so bad about black people? Why is he always taking sides of white people against black people? But I see this dude. Like, right, first thing you need to know about Officer Tatum is that he was an aspiring football player. He went to college with a scholarship, and he was a highly touted prospect. But the dreams were going pro. And something tells me that that's where his villain arc against black people begins, because he didn't make it. Probably because some big black dude who was bigger than he was, probably bullied him around, or maybe not bullied him around, but was better than him to take his spots. Probably where his hatred for his own people began. But somewhere between that, going off to college, mingling with whites, and coming back home to reassess black people he grew up around, his villain arc began. So one thing you need to understand is he didn't aspire to be a police officer. He was a police officer because he wasn't good enough to make it pro ball. It's the first thing. So understand that that's probably somebody who had the mindset, well, since I can't make it pro because I can't make my pro wealth because of this black N-word who took my spot or whatever, I'm going to make my money another way off these N-words. So that may have begun his villain arc. So he began doing his thing, being a right wing, which is nothing wrong with black men being right wing. My dad was right wing, but in the true sense. But what he discovered was, to the tune of 3.8 million YouTube followers and 1.7 million TikTok followers, that it is a lot of white people's dreams to find a black man who talks bad to them about black people. It's like a white people porn. It's like they love to find, some of them love to see a black man talk bad and agree with what they believe about black people to them and affirm their beliefs. And that made him wealthy. I don't know if you're doing his super chats, but they pour money into this dude. And he and the Oscars birthed this whole movement. This became a big the biggest social media growth for black YouTubers, bigger than anything, even the manosphere. But what happens when you do what he does is you have to keep it up. You can't turn on your following. And so now I believe he's in a place where even when the story doesn't make sense for him to take, he has to. That's the reason why he was gone through the Dylan Roof thing, and when a white kid drove to Buffalo and killed those black people in the store, he was missing for days because he had to try to find a way to spin that story towards his audience. That's why even if he wanted to change, even if he didn't want to say what he says, he has to, because he's stuck, because he's not turning on his money. His money are the people who always want to see him agree with what they feel about black people.
Oh boy, that was a word. Officer Tatum, let me find out you still butthurt about getting dog walked in training camp. Don't let me find that out. Don't let me find that out. Hey, we all got embarrassed. We all wanted to go pro. But then we became functional adults. Yeah, non-grifters. Non-grifter edition. That's kind of what I mean. But what a fascinating notion, not a new notion when it came to the idea of the the white people porn, which quite frankly I think is interracial. They love the interracial. Anytime the hub does them, you know it's always interracial. But the idea of finding the black man that will confirm all of their stereotypes and suspicions and ill will and hatred towards black people. But the way that he ended it, he said he has no choice but to keep walking that road. And if that ain't how Pick Me ends, if that ain't how Pick Me ends, it sure enough does. You have no choice now.